So it's so opposite to the conditioning around softness, the power of softness or the feminine, because the conditioning around the feminine softness is it's weak to be soft, right? It's weak to be feminine. And this is not true at all. There's such a power, and I know that all of you have touched in on this, there's such a power in the heart when we can bring love to the deepest contraction. When we can bring softness to the deepest hardness, and when that hardness just melts. I'm imagining you've all experienced that on some level. And, there's the conditioning around like the hardness is strong, like the hardness is powerful in a way, because then I've got everything together. There's kind of like an energy there, but it's actually not deep down. The hardness is not powerful. And we're going to journey through these layers together today around the power of the softness and actually the weakness of the hardness. Yeah. And bringing those two together where we actually get to bring that feminine softness to the most hardest contracted part in us, where that part just gets to melt into love. And there we can be in that softness and that love with others as well, and with challenging situations in our lives and in the world. But I just want to be very clear that the softness is not, there's a part within us, like very tender parts can get touched that feel exposed or very permeable or fragile. Do you know what I'm talking about there? It's usually where we're healing, where there's something that's healing, yeah? And those tender, vulnerable parts, it's not about bringing those forward, into situations that don't feel safe. So I just want to make a very clear distinction, because there's parts of us that are actually very soft, but it's like they're thin-skinned. They're like almost like fragile. They're highly sensitive. And those parts need to feel very safe to open. And actually, those parts get to open and heal even more when we bring the power of feminine softness to them. And often, the hardness comes over that very tender, tender, tender part in the center. That shell is usually there to protect it, right? But then what happens is it's like the love gets cut off from that part too, those tender parts. And so it's really, really important that we don't just expose our most vulnerable, tender part places in environments that don't feel safe, right? The deep feminine softness through the heart is when we're connected to her, right? And we're rested and grounded and rooted within inside of ourselves. And the softness, it has a way which it has such a deep receptivity and a love that can be present with whatever is in contraction. And then it has the power to melt that.